this is your first time here, I would love for you to subscribe because this channel is all about creativity and inspiration. I hope you feel inspired to create something amazing. And feel free to share the inspiration because life is a journey we make together. And now I'll show you how this creative project was done. So I gotta say, I'm a really big fan of this Timeless Treasure West Collection Cactus fabric. Just love it. Made the quilt. I've made the pillowcases. I've made the placemats with anything that was left over that I could cut into the 3-inch strips. And now I'm moving on to coasters. This is super easy, super cute, so this is how I'm going to do it. So the first thing that I had to do is I kind of just put all my 3-inch strips together because that's not going to work for this project. So I came up with anything that was bigger than 3 inches, I'm looking for 4.5 inches. So found 6 different fabrics that I can use, and I can cut them in 4.5 by 4.5 squares. I think that'll work just fine. By the time I put the binding on, I think that'll be super cute. So let's get started. When this happens, you just need to change your blade. You know, and a new project, I'm just gonna do. So here's my tip on rotary cutter blades. Used, new. Keep them in this little container. It's not that big of a deal, and it just helps a lot. So I know the ones that are new, and I know the ones I'm changing out. I love this 4.5 inch ruler, and I love these rotating cutting mat. It's great. Cacti holds a very special place in my heart. And if you've ever wondered what to do with all of your little scraps of the extra batting, well, guess what? So coasters are a perfect way to use up some of your old batting. But you know, there's different weights. So there's different, see, this is more natural. And I really like that a lot. I think that's a good weight. This is way too thin. Some of it is for like hand quilting. So I would go thicker the better on this. So this is great, and there's probably just enough. Now what I need is my binding. I really am a big fan on 3-inch strips. I happen to have this already done. I'm going to roll it. So I'm going to take my 3-inch strip and I'm going to iron it in half. So when assembling your coasters, it's essentially you're just making a little bitty mini quilt. So I'm putting my top, my batting in the middle, my back on, You're going to line that up. If you're comfortable pinning it, that's fine. It's pretty small, so I just kind of hold it. Place your binding in the middle, but don't start sewing. So I'm going to take it over here to my machine. And I'm going to start about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. You're going to take a couple of stitches. You're going to sew all the way off, pull it out. You're going to just fold it over itself, fold it right on top of itself. Get your threads out of the way. I don't cut my threads at this point because I use them just to gently pull and start the seam again. Just kind of get them out of the way, hold them right off the edge, right off that corner, pull it out, make that turn, hold it right over itself, put it right back in the machine. I like to pull my threads and just gently pull till about there. Fold it right on top of each other. And just kind of make sure that you line it up. Put it right back in. Okay, so this is my last turn. I'm going to fold it over and only take a couple stitches. And I'm going to have to join these two together. So just take a couple of stitches to make that turn and go ahead and back stitch it real quick. Take it out. Now cut off all your string at this time. So I'm going to mark my top binding, whatever my seam allowance is. However you want to mark it. And now I'm going to join these two pieces together. So this is why you want to give yourself as much room as possible to join these two pieces together. So you've got a center crease, you're going to put those together, right sides together. I like to take a pen, pin it right in the center. Go ahead and match your ends up and put that seam right back in. This is probably the trickiest part of the whole project. You don't have a lot of room. It's definitely doable. Make sure that you're not stitching anything you don't want to stitch. In. Take it, iron it a little bit. Let's get that last seam in all the way down. So I'm finishing up on my coasters, and I'm just going to put a seam right by hand on the back. Some of my favorite things to work with are the Wonder Clips. They are wonderful. So you want to pick a thread that is really close to your fabric on the back. How I like to do this is I like to just grab a little bit of the back fabric and come up right on that side. So how you do the seam is just kind of do a little bit of a more of a running stitch, just to kind of get that seam in. So take a little bite of the back fabric and kind of just rock your seam. Push it through. Up. All the way around. It's that easy. What a great way to use your favorite scraps of fabric. So simple, so easy, and so cute.